Sean, toll-free telephone number. I know a lot of you want to weigh in. We've had a lot going on today. Erika is in Orlando, News 96.5. How are you, Erika? Glad you called.
How are you?
What's going on?
I'm a Mexican Trump supporter, and I'm just very upset with everything that's going on with the media trying to push this whole racial issue on and on and on, and recently now with the Judge Curiel. I think at the end of the day, they're missing the big point, what Mr. Trump is trying to make, which is, he's a Clinton supporter. He's a part or a member of the Lawyers Association for La Raza and has a record of helping illegal immigrants, which are the same people, by the way, that have attacked law-abiding citizens just last week in San Jose that were peacefully going to see a rally. So, it's just, I think what they're trying to do is really divide and conquer. And me as a Mexican Trump supporter, I just don't think that Mr. Trump is racist at all. Time and again, you have seen Hispanics that have worked for him, and they have nothing else to say but that he's a good man, has never made a racial remark, and it's just upsetting that the media gets obsessed over this, but then they don't get as obsessed, when you see people being sucker punched, 15-year-olds, older people that are going to a rally.
That's a great point. I mean, I got to be honest. I mean, you see what looked like a mob of people, and we're going to get into this in great detail on TV tonight. Mobs of people just out there assaulting, attacking, violence, and everybody's upset with, was Donald Trump the most articulate in describing his frustration with a judge that he thinks is unfair? And there's a lot of evidence that I think backs up his point that this judge might have been better off having recused himself from this case. Yeah.
And that's just it. I just think he's completely unfit to be able to handle a case where he's not going to be able to rule it in favor of Mr. Trump, whether or not he's right or wrong in the case. It's a civil case. But he will not be looking at it from a neutral perspective just because of all his track record. So to me, he needs to be removed. If I were to be in Mr. Trump's shoes, I would be requesting the same thing. And I'm a Mexican Trump supporter. I'm Mexican. And that has nothing to do, the race, my nationality has nothing to do with the issue that this guy has cited with groups such as La Raza. And that just said, the media's not going to tell you that. And I just think their agenda is that they want to divide and conquer. They want Trump supporters to start doubting him, or maybe he's a racist. He is not a racist. He has never said that he hates Mexicans or Hispanics.
This word gets thrown around a lot, and to me, it is, there are real racists in the world. There are real people. It's just like, for example, the media then immediately go, well, I mean, would you say a Muslim judge might not be fair to you? Well, maybe because of his position on Muslim immigration and a temporary ban, that might happen, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily true. But the idea that judges are fair and balanced across the board and politics doesn't sneak into their purview is ridiculous. Because, we're human beings, we're not infallible. And unfortunately, everybody has a point of view, even judges. And
Mr. Trump, he's been a public figure for how many years? No one has ever raised that racial issue about Mr. Trump before, not until the last 10 months.
I ran into a guy at a local Friendlies recently, a guy that, worked on a lot of Trump projects over the years, and he was telling me, just the opposite. Everything that you're saying, he was saying about all the people that he's hired, all the people that work for him, all the women, all the minorities, all the people, all the union people. And he always did it right. He always took care of people. And when problems would arise, he would be the guy that came in and started pointing fingers and say, fix it and get it right for these workers.
And that's quite the opposite what you can say about the Clintons, actually. They do have a record of being racist.
Well, we got a Secret Service agent blowing the lid off Hillary's dark side and telling what a horrible human being she is, only reinforcing what George Stephanopoulos, Dee Dee Myers, and Susan McDougal has said about Hillary Clinton. Anyway, 800-941-SEAN, you want to be a part of the program. All right, get back to our phones. Bill.